Welcome back to microeconomics class. In this class, we are going to continue. In this class, we are going to continue our discussion on equilibrium of a monopolist, but we'll be looking at case two. That's the case of normal profits of a monopolist. That is when a monopolist earns normal profit. What by normal profit? When the profit of a monopoly is zero. Now, we are going to use this diagram to illustrate that. You can see on the y-axis here we have price and cost as usual. On the x-axis here we have output of the firm. Here we have marginal revenue curve. We have average revenue curve, which is something as demand curve. We have our marginal cost curve, and here we have our average cost curve. So now, how do you determine the equilibrium? From here, the equilibrium point here. Generally, the equilibrium point is obtained when MC is equal to NR. So whenever you see a diagram like this, your business is just to use the condition, equilibrium condition of MC equal to NR by looking at your MC curve, which is here. Then you also look at your MR curve, which is here. Where do they meet? Wherever they intersect, that's where they are equal. You can see this is our MC curve and this is our MR curve. So they intersect at point C. Okay. That means this point C represents the equilibrium point of this monopolies. Now, in other words, how do we determine the equilibrium quantity? We trace it down. We trace it down from the equilibrium point. Wherever we get at Q, that represents our equilibrium quantity. In other words, equilibrium quantity EQ is equal to QE because that's the Q we get when we trace this line, when we trace it down from the equilibrium point. Anyway, so how do we know the equilibrium price? So this is not the demand curve. That is not the AR curve. So don't forget how curve is same as demand curve. To get our price, we need to trace it up to the demand curve. When you get to the demand curve, we now trace it to the price axis here. Continue to trace from equilibrium until you get to the demand curve here. We trace to the price axis here. So equilibrium price here is equals to A. Okay. Now, how do we compute total revenue of the firm? The total revenue of this firm, general revenue formula is P multiplied by Q. So now, what is our P here? Our P at equilibrium is A multiplied by our Q at equilibrium is QE. So meaning that our revenue at equilibrium is A multiplied by QE. So what of our total cost? Don't forget generally the formula for calculating total cost is AC multiplied by Q. So what is our AC? So we check the equilibrium and we continue to trace until this line, dotted line touches AC core. You can see it touches AC core at the same point. It touches at the same point where it touches where we are looking for the price. So it is because both AC and AR curve meet at the same point, which is B. So we trace it. When we trace it up to AC, so AC, it touches AC curve at the same point here. So we trace it to this side. So also our AC curve, our AC, like average plus, also our AC is equals to A, which is the same thing as P multiplied by QE. Okay. Now, total revenue, you can make this total cost. Now, the profit is now equals to TR minus TC, which is equals to A multiplied by QE minus A multiplied by QE, which is equal to 0. So this profit equals to 0 is known as normal profit or defect. So this shows is whereby a monopolist is making a normal profit. Okay, a normal profit. So the peculiarity of this monopoly is that if you look at the demand curve and the marginal revenue curve, they are downward sloping, unlike what you have in a perfect market. Okay. So in the next video, that case study will be illustrating the case where the monopolist is making a loss. Thank you. See you in the next video. Don't forget to like the video, drop your comment, and also share this video in order to motivate me to make more beneficial videos. Thank you. See you in the next video.